Hey guys, Goddess Ariana here, and I still can't find my shirt. But anyway, welcome YouTubers to my Awesomeness of Veganism playlist. Today's topic is about animals used for clothing, which includes wool, silk, fur, feathers, leather, and fur. So let's start off with wool. Wool is from a sheep's fur coat and is often used for blankets and attire. Personally, I've never liked wool. It's just so itchy and I don't like it. Most people like to make use of it because it's pretty warm, but I'm already a hot-blooded girl, so I don't need something that's already hot and itchy. Most people argue that shearing sheep is a favor to them because it will keep them cool in the hot summers. But in actuality, they naturally shed it themselves and they don't need any further assistance. But there are really horrible facts that go along with shearing sheep for its wool. I will provide you with a link here in the video that will give you a good and relatively short summary of what goes on during this process. Now with that being said, let's move on. The second subject on this topic is silk. I loved silk, I really did. But the truth is, silk isn't vegan. And there are some disturbing facts about how it is made. I'll link you to some more facts about it, but I will tell you one thing. It'll be up to you if you're brave enough to know more. The one thing I can tell you is that there is boiling involved. Now make your choice to be intelligent or ignorant. The third subject on this topic is the use of feathers. Feathers are used for many things depending on its size and value. Really small feathers are often used for stuffing pillows, comforters, feather beds, and sleeping bags. Slightly bigger and multicolored feathers, usually dyed, are often found in craft stores for art projects. And the larger and natural colored feathers, like peacocks, are used for decoration and even as far as high fashion. When it comes to gathering feathers, one doesn't necessarily have to kill the bird to gather them, but the other three options are to wait for them to fall off naturally, find a bird that's dead from natural causes, or pluck them out while the bird is still alive, which would be very painful. But that's mostly how it's done. I'll admit, I'm still not completely off of feathers just yet. I'm trying my best to replace them as much as I can, but I still have pillows, comforters, a feather bed, and I will admit, these were gifts. I know this is horrible for me to have this, but I respect them and honor the spirit of the animal from which it came from. I know that sounds silly, but I do. But to me, as long as I replace what I can and avoid buying other feather products in the future, then I should be fine. The fourth subject on this topic is leather. Leather is a material that is made from dried animal hide. And of course, that means, if you don't already know, is its skin. This is another thing that I am unfortunately not off of completely just yet. I still have shoes and other items that were given to me before I converted to this lifestyle. But the other sad thing is that I'm trying to be as green as possible. But the only other option to leather that still has the same style and texture is pleather, which is plastic leather. But when it comes down between the two, I'd rather wear plastic than death. And finally, the fifth and most controversial animal of clothing is fur. And obviously, fur is the skin and coat of a dead animal that was most likely killed by a hunter. And why I say most likely is, one doesn't necessarily have to kill the animal to get the fur. Like, you can find it dead. Most people prefer the fun of it. Now that I'm a vegan, I do believe that it is wrong to wear fur. But that doesn't mean it's right to splash red paint on people who are wearing it. If you are that passionate about it, then you can participate in the I'd rather go naked than wear fur campaign. But please be mature and don't go splashing red paint on people, because that doesn't make you any more right, and also, you could go to jail for that. Okay, now that I've given you information and my opinion on these materials, I'll now tell you what you can use as a replacement. Instead of using wool, use cotton. It's soft, clean, grown, which also means cruelty-free. Buy rayon instead of silk, not only because it's cruelty-free, but also it is cheaper and even stronger than real silk is. Instead of using real feathers, use the man-made type. And besides, how often do regular people use feathers? But if you still like nice warm comforters, click the link that I provided here in this video, and it will lead you to a wonderful hemp stuffed comforter. And what's awesome about hemp, it's nice and warmer than wool in the winter, but it can also adjust to the hot summers. Instead of buying real leather, use pleather products. They're pretty much the same thing, but they're not, and they're also much cheaper. And instead of buying real fur, which is extremely expensive, buy the cheaper fake fur, which is pretty much the same thing, but it's not. Okay guys, thank you so much for watching. I'm Goddess Ariana, and this is the awesomeness of veganism. Peace, love, equality, and rock and roll. Bye!